Assalamu alaikum. Today I would like to share with you and discuss the legacy of Shaykh Muhammad Alshareef. If you're a Muslim who's living in the West, Europe, especially in North America, Canada or US, you may have heard the name Muhammad Alshareef, right? He was the president of Al Maghrib Institute, um, and suddenly, actually recently he passed away at the age of 47. It was a shock to me and shock to most of us Muslims in the West. He was a teacher of mine. He was my mentor. I took some of his courses. I met him in person. I benefited directly and indirectly from most of his teachings, alhamdulillah. So today I would like to share what I learned, and what again we can still learn from his sudden passing, and what is his legacy, and how to make the best out of this. So may Allah be pleased with him. May Allah grant him Jannah al-Firdaus. Um, so I remember the first time I came across to his work about 10 years ago. At that time I was in Denmark. At that time I remember we were studying our first startup in Muslim economy, and I saw somewhere, maybe on Facebook, something like red pill, right? And I said, what is this red pill? For those of you who have watched the movie Matrix, you may know the red pill is the time when the Morpheus gives the option to Neo, right? Okay, Neo, you choose red pill or the blue pill. You take the blue pill, you stay here, and you go back and you don't remember anything. Or if you take the red pill, I'll show you how deep the rabbit hole goes, right? He kind of hints at the reality he lives in is not actually, it's a fabricated reality simulation. He wants to show them the real world. And this was one of the marketing genius of the Muhammad Alshareef. The way he marketed that course to people like us, the youth, young Muslims, what he knew what would really tick them off. It was not the old way of teaching, hey, come to this or halakha, this and that, but he knew that how we talked and what we really cared about. I mean, at that time, I was really fascinated. I took that course. I learned so much, and since then, I took the other courses as well, like Millionaire, if I remember, and a couple of other ones as well. So today, I would really like to share what I learned, his legacy, and what we can all learn, right? So that was the first course about the red pill. For you know, like one of the things I do to categorize people, I try to simplify and to what that person goes to. For example, mashallah, he did a lot of things for me, and for those of him, he used to teach all of us the power of dua. Like he used to say that don't lower your standards, but raise your duas, and in a way that everything he did, as far as I know, he did his best. He did with excellence. At the same time, he was also the first to let you know excellence does not happen by chance. Yeah, it takes a lot of planning, persisting, and if you just remember, so what do we all want, right? So if you go to Quran and Surah Al-Haqqa, chapter 69, Surah Al-Haqqa, right? If you go there, and then there's a description also Shaykh gives to those. And let me read this, and it goes like, then as for him who will be given his record, in his right hand will say, read my record. Surely I did believe that I will meet my account. So he shall be in a life well-pleasing, in a lofty paradise. The fruits and branches whereof will be low and near at hand. Eat and drink at ease, for that which you have sent on before you in days past. So here's Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is describing a moment in a person's life, and a happy moment that you meet your Lord, you get your book of records, your life's book, I guess, right? Your right hand, which is a good sign that you passed the test. You're so happy, and so we make dua that would be asked Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make us also one of those people who get our books in the right hand. So So why am I bringing this story? Is that that's all we want. It don't be. That means we did a success. That means we will go to Jannah. That means inshallah we will meet our Creator and be in union. So at the same time, as I was saying that this is if that's what we want, what he would say is that that's not in a way to put that. If you want to get there, it doesn't happen by chance. We have to plan it. We have to do our best, right? That's what he would say. So how do we get there? Is like, it doesn't mean like we have to design our life with Islamic excellence. In other words, one of the things he would like a great advocate of how to be the hero of your own story, and without ever taking the Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala out of the equation. In a nutshell, like to putting the Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the center of our life, no matter what we do. And that's what many of his students trying to do these days. And in doing that, he would usually do it in three ways. The first, you need to change your perception about the world. Then find your purpose. Then choose your path. The three P's, right? So when it comes to perception, this is where he would teach us, like this is where you can get the visionaire, right? So in the visionaire, you understand the power of dua. It's not just saying things repeatedly, but it's actually understanding, internalizing, and taking really huge actions. And then the next one was as under the purpose. He will teach you how to find out what is it you are really want to do and how to do that. Then the reason is that you want to be the main character in your story, in your life. So if you look at the people who go to drugs and all the substances, somehow they lost their way. They don't feel like it's their story anymore. That's why they escape reality. And the thing is that the life is the biggest game, the real, long-term, infinite game. How to play that. To do that, we need to change our perception. And one of his courses actually was called The Millionaire Who Went to Jannah. And that was mainly because that I still believe that many of us in the Ummah, our perception about the money is kind of skewed, right? And he actually told a story about a Sahaba who was actually a Muslim and who also went to Jannah. I'm not going to reveal much, you have to go and check it out yourself. So with this way, he would say, oh, look, this is the seerah, this is what it is. It's nothing I'm making off. Like, look at these people who were rich at the same time they went to Jannah. And so it's not about the money, it's actually how you use the money. And in some things, it's actually the money is actually amplifies who you are in your heart. Another one's like, I think if I remember, Ibn al-Qayyum used to say, the money does not no matter how much money you have, doesn't really affect you as long as it's in your hand but not in your heart, right? However, even you have no money, it will affect you if it's in your heart. So I think this is one of the greatest lessons I learned from him and Ibn Qayyum and other things. So as entrepreneurs, we need to really understand that our perception, and we also need to understand what the worldly things are. How do we combine with the deen? So what is the difference between deen and the dunya? And is it two different things or is it the one thing? How do you solve this dilemma? And last but not the least is that you have to choose your path. So once you change your perception, once you discover your purpose, you need to choose your journey in a way. So choosing that, the one way is to join some other teams who are doing great things. Once you know what you really want, right? That's one path. And the other path is you want to create your own story. So maybe the problem you're trying to solve is not solved yet. And maybe you want to be the one you want to do that. For example, in Muhammad Alshareef's story, when he came back from Al-Madinah, and one of the things he really wanted to do is that he created the Al-Maghrib. And the reason for Al-Maghrib is that he wanted to really teach Islam in a way that resonates with young people, right? It's not the old way, it's a new way. In the beginning, there a lot of people were kind of against him, but eventually they understood it was the right thing. And it's his legacy today, and it's such a beautiful legacy. It just goes on even after he's passed away. So that's a great lesson for all of us to learn, to follow in his footsteps in a good way. So that's what it is. That's what I wanted to share. Again, yeah, we are. I think most of us are like in shock, still in shock, and still mourning. And but I think there are amazing lessons from his life, what we can learn, and more importantly, none of us know when we're gonna go, right? So the question is, the what are we doing today that will be left as a legacy from us for the generations to come? And that's the lesson for us. And the time to take action is now. So we make a dua that may Allah forgive him and reward him all the best. At the same time, may Allah take us heed, be humble, learn from this, and help us to leave a legacy as he did. Ameen, ameen, bi rahmatika ya arhamar rahimin. That's mine. Assalamu alaikum.